Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus. One more time. Look, I think I got some very bad news for you. I'm going to give you this bad news because it comes, it's part of the picture. It's as good and as wonderful as the sweet. It takes them both to be complete. But I was thinking about what was on my mind and trying to devise a topic. And I had several that crossed my mind. One of the topics were America is an affront to God. I'll probably tell you what I mean by that in a moment. Uh, also said Trump's White House is holding America hostage, especially when you consider what Stephen Miller says about the president's power cannot be challenged. I can't think why out of all these 200 plus years nobody decided to challenge it like that. And all of a sudden somebody comes in and says, I got the power now, it will not be challenged. I'm taking over. That reminds me, and many of you, I'm sure, if you reflect back on some of your history, of the bully in the park. Everybody's out playing, having a good time, and all of a sudden here comes a bully. He's not following anybody's rules. He's taking over and ready to knock you side the head if you get in the way. Don't let him get the attorney general, the people who are in the law, to back him up. You don't even count anymore. Well, this is some stuff that America is going through. And I had a thought when I was thinking about that. You remember in the Bible they talk about the flood? They talked about the people that had gotten so corrupt that they had to be wiped out. Rather than wipe each other out, God just wiped them out. So it said. Now, is it true? I don't know. But I do know this. America, right now, is probably on everybody's mind like it's about time to be wiped out. Not just America, but the whole human experience. I mean, there's nothing but ugliness, dirtiness. Well, don't let me go that deep. I've been there before. But when I say America is an affront to God, what I'm basically saying to all of those of you who will listen to me is that when God made human beings and made a house, a home for them to live on this earth, the plan was for them to live as in heaven. But they had choice. Nobody's going to make you be in heaven. Nobody's going to make you be outside of heaven. The choice is yours. And so when we here on this planet and we look around and we see all of the things that's happening as opposed to what was supposed to happen. Now, what was supposed to happen? Man was supposed to live here on this earth as if he's in heaven, basically means his problems don't exist. Dreams are coming true. They are on this earth, they got purpose. They are exercising their purpose. And when they put it together, it comes back like a rolling boat of Disney World, sure enough, sure enough. But my foot has gotten away again. That damn foot. That damn foot. I can't. I must got some big feet. Every time I be walking around, sometimes it seems like these feet just catch onto that cord and mess up my program. But I got a program, so here I am. You know, and so when you start thinking about how wonderful the earth was intended to be, that means the people have to make a choice for that kind of stuff. You have to make a choice for peace. You have to make a choice for prosperity. You might have to make a choice for freedom. You have to make a choice for joy. And you have to make a choice for the fulfillment of your dreams. These things don't just happen. It's not happenstance. These are choices that people made. These are decisions, and these are following up on actions that produce these kind of things. That is what America is supposed to be like. You know, I could talk about the whole 8 billion people in the world, but I think 300 million is enough. So this is what we were supposed to have around here. But I think the subject that I decided to talk on is this. America has, no, I think I did it this way, Trump, the president that America deserves. Trump, the president that America deserves. Now, I know it sounds like everybody pissed off. Half the nation is pissed off with Trump because of what he's doing. But the truth of the matter is, you deserve America. We, all of us, the white people, the black people, the Asians, the Spanish, everybody in America, we deserve Donald Trump. Why do we deserve Donald Trump? Because of who we are. There's a movie came out some years ago called The Stand with Stephen King. And it's a story about probably coming to a point in time like today when the earth has existed and all of a sudden a bullet comes down and want to control things. You know, they've taken over in Russia, they're taking over in the Philippines, they're taking over in China, they're taking over in all kinds of parts of the world. But they were doing it gradually here in the United States of America. You know, stuff that it causes the infestation of lies, that's on the devil's side. Cheating, the devil's side. Stealing, the devil's side. Crime, the devil's side. Violence, the devil's side. Some got, some don't, the devil's side. Racism, hatred, bigotry, all of this stuff happens when you are outside of the boundaries of God. When you're outside of the choice that leads to heaven. All of those other choices, whether it's 300 million people or 8 billion people choices, all of that other stuff leads to a time when the people should be destroyed or perhaps their homeland destroyed. Well, so when I say the American people got what they deserved, you know, it's no mystery. You know, shoot, there's been racism and hatred and bigotry in this nation ever since it's been here. But they tried to, it was up on the front page at one time. Now they try to put it on the back page or somewhere in the middle so you don't see it. But it is as evident as it had ever been. That's why, try to be back on time. That is why that everybody in this situation don't act like they don't know what to do. I think about when, I think it was about when I was 38 years old, and then I think that was the beginning time, and the next 4 years and the next 4 years, I kept running for president of the United States as a black man with no money with a divine message. The divine message of heaven on earth. Everybody getting their dreams met. That was the thing I came with. I came with that because God put that in my heart. He put that as a way of living, a way of life that I adhere to, that I admire, that I want to see us as people experience. And so I came out with that message. But that message, as far as I know, has never been taught in America. No, not that message. We have what? Capitalism. And when I say it's another affront to God, I'm saying that where all of these things heavenly could be made, no money involved, all you got to do is recognize your career, exercise it, and it's going to give you your greatest joy. And everything else in life that you're looking for, it's being manifested in the process. And you got part ownership on it. You know, you start talking about investors in the current capitalist system. They all they want to do is get a bottom line, let the investors get their stuff, and they go home and everybody else have to suffer. Well, the thing that God has set up is that everybody is just like an investment in your time, your talent, your skills, invested in the production of everything that is produced. So, you got ownership in it. So, but the scheme for the capitalists is to take your mind off of that stuff that creates peace. No, creating peace does not work for Trump. If there's peace, then Trump can't be boss. If there's prosperity for all people, Trump can't be boss. Putin can't be boss. The devil can't be boss. If the people are satisfied, then Trump has no place. Putin has no place. The devil has no place. But we as a people who have been brought up in all of this hatred and malice and all of this stuff, divided just to keep us in a place that we are leading straight to hell. It's almost like it's the existence of human race was designed, more or less it appears in this day and time, just to get people to go to hell. Your doctors, you look at, it's like you were designed to go to hell. Why? Because you're charging for health care. Like you educators, like you just living to go to hell. Why? Because you're charging for education. Like you builders, like you just designed to go to hell. Why? Because you're charging to build. You're producing food. It's like you're doing it to go to hell. Why? Because you're charging for the food. All of this stuff is given by God free. And your talents are free, given to you to be used to do the necessary things that has to be done to cause what you want to exist. But golly, where's that God that says, I'm so glad I got something to do. I'm so glad it benefits you. I'm so glad we can do the do. No, it's all about, let me tell you something. Nowadays, people are so divided against themselves. Husbands and wives are divided. I'm not talking about the divorced ones. I'm talking about the ones that are living in the same house, who's so divided they don't even like the scents in the house. When they got a smell, one of them can put up with it and the other one can't. And it's not just one is against and the other one is for. No, it's to the extent they think they should conform to the other ones. It's not sacrifice, it's conforming to what the other one wants. In other words, give up what you like, give up what you desire, just to make somebody else happy, even when it makes you feel miserable. Now you think that's God? That ain't no God. That's a devil tricking you, because he know in the end you will get mad as hell and retaliate. Now it seems like I might be talking about a bunch of stuff off the subject matter, but it's all necessary. It's all necessary because if there are going to be any changes, we must recognize what's really going on. Now, do I want the world to end? No, but I want this pain and suffering to end. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when I ran for president as a black man with no money, all of those years, all I talked about, you know what it is. If you listen to any of my videos, you know what they were. And every last one of you ignored them. The regular people, the normal people, the church, everybody. And right now, you should be ashamed. I feel ashamed for you. I go to several churches over these years, right, and just visit, and all of these preachers and stuff, they know me. They know what I've been trying to do, the bishops of these areas. They know what I've been trying to get the people to trust God and not trust the founding fathers. They might have had a good intent, but they weren't that good. I've been trying everything I could to get people to look out for their children so their children can grow up and be like little dolls, darlings, little beautiful, wonderful developments, flowers. But no, some people say, no, they can't do that. They're wrong color. And then when I sit up and I tell you this, I'm talking to you today, I don't want to be your president, but I do want to see some changes, and I want to see the real changes that matter. I don't want to see y'all dumped by Trump and loudmouth people talking. And I don't figure this talking that we are doing, like I'm doing right now, and the talking that's being done on the social media, trying to keep people impacted, well, it appears to be not working. You got people who coming out of their houses, decide their safety zones, and decide to tell the truth so the American people can know what's going on. And it seems like since the 60s, the American people have gotten so dumbfounded till it's almost like they don't even matter. Right now, half of the nation is saying they don't care if Trump is the devil. They say he stacked up the courts, trying to make sure that the devil get his free run. But I tell you one thing about it. I get upset, but as long as I live, I'm going to raise as much voice against the devil as I possibly can. I'm not afraid of the devil because I know him. I know what the devil will do. He'll lie, cheat, steal, deceive, and the devil will kill you. But I know one thing, the devil didn't make me. So I put my faith in the one that made me, not the one that can kill me, because I think that the one that can kill me can be overcome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to get ready to close this out. And in summary, I want to say, listen to me, America, 300 million of you. Half of you don't like Trump. But all of you, the ones that don't like Trump and the ones that do, you got exactly what you deserve. You are heartless, you are mean, you are bigoted, you are racist, you are demonic. And for those of you who are not as demonic as the others, you're so demonic you got fear that lifts you up to be as demonic as anybody. Fear. Now, when I walk down the streets, I want to see all of the houses looking real neat. You ever gone to a gated community? You see how wonderful those things look, those places look? Those places are not just like that by happenstance. Those people over there are profiting from the system. They are being paid to act like devils. What I mean by that, they're being paid to ignore you and all of your suffering. That's why they put a fence around where they're at, because they care about where they're at and they don't give a stink about you. That could be why they're all burning up in California. I'm sure they get in other places too. But this is not to put those people down. Those people are people just like us. They went through the same stuff that we go through. They made the choice to join with that side. And so lying, cheating, and stealing and killing, I guess they can put up with it. That's why they put that fence around their house. But those of us who are outside that fence, we can't be letting those people inside that fence keep on robbing us. And so I look at it like this. If one man can eat, and there are 300 million people in this country, then 300 million people can eat, or that one man should not eat. If there are 300, if one man or one individual in this country got a home, then all of the people in this country should have access to a home. If they want it. You ain't got to force it on them. But if somebody got a car, anybody got a car, and everybody want a car, or something, you know, a great number of them want cars, they should have it. There ain't no such thing about you should, you can have and I can't. No, if I don't have it, let it be because I don't want it. But if I want it, and it can be had, and anybody else can have it, then why not I? So I'm saying, this stuff is not good enough. And I'm mad, but I know being mad ain't gonna solve nothing. When I think about these guys, these senators, who've taken these oaths, promising the people that they will represent that's my constituents. Boy, you got a bunch of demonic constituents. I wouldn't be representing no devils. Not knowingly. No. That's why I'm out here by myself. Been trying to change America, make it a beautiful place. Been even for a while, used to talk about make it heavenly and make it godly. And you know what it's gotten me? What? Out here by myself. Out here by myself. And if I'm talking about those things and I'm out here by myself, what do you really think you deserve? You deserve what you got, Donald Trump. And many of you are talking about getting rid of Donald Trump, but you're not trying to make things right. That's what I'm talking about. You see, Donald Trump is an expression of how low you can go, at least up to this point. How low you can go up to this point. Now let's look back 4 years ago. It wasn't this bad, it was bad. 8 years ago, it wasn't this bad, it was bad. 16 years ago, it wasn't this bad, but it was bad. It is that badness, that kind of badness that brought us to this badness. And now you can't be sitting there fussing telling me this is too bad. Let's step back to the 4 years ago badness, or the 8 years ago badness, or the 16 years ago badness. Badness is badness. I mean, a little drop of cancer, if not dealt with, will take over your whole body. Now this nation, going through all of this stuff because of the way we've been taught. And my understanding is that God chose a couple of people to come back and tell you the truth, to enlighten you, to remind you of the divine side. Because ain't nobody talking about that. They ain't doing it. Only thing they tell you in the churches about it, I know you get mad with me in churches, but I got to tell it too. Only thing you're doing talking about Bible stories. And your preachers, I mean, some of you really sacrifice. I don't want to take that away from you. But to what end? You went down to the polls and voted for Trump. Your congregation went down to the polls and voted for Trump. So what good are you for God? Somebody got to tell you. Because you walk around here thinking you're a preacher, thinking you're a pastor, thinking you got something going on, and we going straight to hell. What kind of message you got? And who is that message coming from? It ain't coming from God. I guarantee you it's not coming from God. Well, I guess I fussed enough a little bit this morning just to get me going, to say I got a record for today. You know, I keep saying that if you engage yourself in the gift or that specific area that God has designed you for, then that makes you're a participant in the creative process. And that makes you entitled to all things that's necessary for survival, like food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, peace, prosperity, joy, freedom, and your fulfillment of your dreams. Those are the things that I, by my work, are entitled to from God. Let me say that to you again, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me. By me doing what I've been doing for the past 40 years, free. What I mean by free, I mean I ain't been getting no check. But I do it. That's my commitment to the process of life, which entitles me to my heaven. But I'm not experiencing my heaven, and it has nothing to do with God. It has everything to do with you. You don't think you deserve heaven. So how in the world can I deserve heaven? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are directly preventing Eddie Marcus from experiencing the most beautiful home that he could desire. Transportation of his style. Health care from the womb to the tomb. Education unlimited and unrestricted. Food, clothing, and shelter for the rest of my life. Transportation as I desire to go when and where I desire to go. To have my streets without potholes but made beautiful with all the sensors to protect me from ice on the highways or snow. Make my streets look good with my signs and stuff looking beautiful like diamonds and pearls and those what you call beautiful jewels to cover my city and my town and my state and my nation as my people are happy, going along in their lives, experiencing life. This is what I want. But no, you, the American people, who have settled for a job that makes you work 2 or 3 jobs to try to get enough money to do the kinds of things that you need, want, or desire. And you do not stand up against that turkey. You stand up against anybody who tries to challenge that turkey and try to sucker them in. I reminded when they talk about that garden figure. You know, they talk about this voice came up there speaking to Eve. I wonder why they spoke to Eve. I don't know. And then Eve bought into it according to the story. And she went talking to the old man. Now the old man got suckered by something that he did not want to lose. That woman. Well, something tells me that if you want to experience heaven, you must be willing to turn your back on mom, daddy, son, and daughter, church and world, and yourself, if you want to experience life. Now, what does that say? That say we got a long, long way to go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to go now, but I want to ask you this. Do you want your dreams to come true? Do you deserve to have them come true? Deserve means that you are doing your part and you accept the fact that others can experience it as well and they are doing their part. That's the only way. And even if they don't do their part, you got to do your part to keep a message, an indication of what is required to be done. Because the moment you give in, it's over. And Donald Trump has taken over. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for giving me this your time. It was just a chance to knock on your door and say, I got a word to say, and please listen. And maybe it'll help us. It'll help us all. Goodbye.